appreciate it.
You're awesome, dude. Thank you. Oh my god. That was like one of my favorite interviews ever.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Damon Campbell here at St. Andrews in Detroit with a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? I'm UPSAHL. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
Hell
Great
yeah.
to meet you, UPSAHL. Definitely appreciate your time.
This is fun. I'm stoked to be in Detroit, too. This is my first time here. So.
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Now, I imagine you work up quite an appetite performing for a sea of fans on tour. Do you ever find yourself craving Captain Bill's Submarine?
Say less. You did your research. Actually, yes. It was funny because our first stop, it was in Phoenix, which is my hometown. And Captain Bill's, for those of you watching, is my mom's sub shop that we've had since like before I was born. And we were in Phoenix and I called my mom. I was like, we have a show tonight, but can you like keep some food out so that like we can go in and make sandwiches after the show? Like I need one before I hit the road. And then I got too drunk and forgot.
No.
So it's all, I text her every day. I'm like, I can't wait to have Captain
Are they able
Bill's.
to, like, ship some out or anything?
Right? I'd asked her, I was like, can you just ship me the ingredients? She's like, there's no way. But I do think about it all the time,
Okay.
yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, your very first show was at a restaurant, the Salty Senorita?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Throwback. I was like 14 or something.
Wow. What do you remember from that?
I remember it was me and my best friend Rachel from like middle school. We were singing together all the time. I had my dad come up and play some songs. And like I'm pretty sure every single person who was related to me in any way like came to the show. It was just like a family reunion really at Salty Senoritas. But yeah, that was such a long time ago. It's crazy.
That was put on by 93.9?
Yes. They've been so good to me. So that's a local radio station in Phoenix that played like the first song I ever recorded like on the radio. I was 13 and they've been so amazing ever since. Yeah.
Was there also a time when they played like your entire album on KWSS?
Yes, the KWSS has been like quite literally the best to me. Like I feel so lucky. And honestly, like half of my life now and half of the people I know is because of them. Like
really?
yeah, they've really just like helped me just like network and like find my footing in the Phoenix music scene and like expand it outside of it. Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of being on the airwaves, growing up, I understand you attended a surf camp?
I did. I was not good at it, but I tried.
What was it like?
It was me and my cousins, but me and my cousin who was a girl, we were like the only two girls in this camp. And we were just like trying to be as badass as we could, like trying to surf and like keep up with everyone. And I did it for like 4 summers in a row and like low key, like by the time I was done I was like pretty good, and then I just stopped surfing. And during COVID I tried it again and I couldn't even stand up. I was like, awesome, I lost all my surfing time.
So it wasn't like riding a bike?
It was not at all. It was very disappointing. Yeah.
And your dad was in a band called Surf Through Death, among several others?
Yes. Yeah, he actually is just finished an album that he's putting out soon. It's really fun too because like obviously my dad has inspired like my outlook on music and whatever my whole life, but like it's really fun. Like I was working on my album and simultaneously he was working on his, and so we get to like share mixes and like work on it together. It's like really, really special.
That's crazy. You've described your new album as being a personal rebirth, but during your actual birth, I hear My Name is Jonas by Weezer was playing in the
You got
delivery
all
room.
the research. Let's go. It was. Weezer is like, yeah, I mean, has been my favorite band since I guess I was born, because I was listening to, or my mom was listening to My Name is Jonas as she was, they almost named me Jonas. Like if I was a boy, that would have been my name, but I was a girl, so they went with Taylor. But yeah, it's cool too because we get to open for Weezer at a festival in Phoenix in like a couple weeks, so it's like a little full circle.
Yeah,
it'll be
kind of
cool.
like the Big Boy collab being full circle too, right?
Yes, very, very much so. It's such a trip, like when you grow up like idolizing these people and then you get to work with them. I'm like, is this even real? Like, why? How is this happening? It's crazy. Yeah.
It could certainly be said that your album delivered on expectations. And on that note, did you really sign your record deal at FedEx?
I did. Yeah, it's funny because like, you know, when you envision like signing a record deal, you envision like walking into the office. There's champagne, like it's a whole thing. I literally just had the contract like emailed to me, and I had to print it off at a FedEx and by myself, like sign away and then scan it back. It was so like anticlimactic, but it was so punk. I felt so cool. I was like, this is great.
Not many people can say that.
Yeah, it was fun. It was cool.
And being the first artist signed to the label's relaunch, you must have been over the moon.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, Arista has such a iconic like history, and so when David Massey, who I had met when he was actually the president of Island Records, before that, when he was like, yeah, I'm reopening Eris. So I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, I'm going to know the president of Eris. And he's like, and I want you to be the first signing. I was like, that can't be real. Cool like, you don't pass that up. That's crazy. So yeah, it's been really cool to like grow with them, you know, because I signed when there were like 5 people working there. And now it's become this whole family.
It sounds like they didn't even have an office at the time.
Literally. It was crazy. Yeah.
What was Earth Sound Records?
Oh, whoa. So that is, how do I explain it? So like, you know, like BMI, you create your own like name or whatever to put out music under like label. And we had this PA system in our house, because I would do band practice at the house, that said Earth Sound Research or something was like the name of the PA. So when I went to put out music, and my dad was like, yo, like, what do you want to call your like own little like label thing? You just have to fill out a name for it, like do it. And we were like, Earth Sound Records. Like we practice on this PA every day, so it just made sense.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And Stinkweeds kind of helped plant the seed for you early on?
Yeah, that's a local vinyl store, record store in Phoenix that I would go like every day after school just to like hang out, and then I would go in and be like, here's my vinyl, will you guys sell it? And I would give them like 10 a year, and they would maybe sell like 3.
Wow.
And they'd be like, here's your money. But
better than nothing.
No, they were so amazing, and they still you know, sell all of my vinyl there, and a lot of my old stuff that like isn't even on the internet anymore, like they still sell there. And they've been so amazing.
Shout out
Stinkweeds.
You first started wreaking havoc in music with Disturbance.
Yes. Oh my God, fucking deep cuts. I made that song in my room, I guess, when I was like 12 or 13. Wow. And then I played it, and I didn't play it for anybody, except I was like, the first time anyone's ever hearing this song is going to be like at my school talent show. Yeah. So I did it, and my parents were like, are you like okay? Like, you're such a happy kid. Like, what's this Disturbance shit? Like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I like this song. And so my dad was like, we should go record this. And then went into a studio and recorded it, and that kind of just like snowballed into recording more stuff. Yeah.
Was that one of the songs that you recorded at like your teacher's husband's studio?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. So it was after that. So it was my science teacher.
Oh, was it?
And she heard the song, and she was like, I went to a performing arts school. So like everyone was very creative. And she was like, you're kind of dope. Like, her husband at the time, she was like, he has a recording studio, like you should roll through and record it. And I was like, cool, but I'm bringing my dad, because like he's been in the studio, so like let's go. And we did that, and then I ended up doing like a whole album in that studio. And then another album and another, and like it was just such a fun like middle school, high school time, just like making music all the time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh, sorry, I lost my spot a second.
No, you're dope. This is great.
Was your grandpa a band teacher?
Yes. I don't know how you know literally more about my life than I do. This is incredible. He was. I mean, I grew up in a very musical family, but both of my grandparents on my dad's side were in music. My grandma taught me like piano.
Oh, okay.
And my grandpa was a band teacher. I think he played like trombone or something.
Like at a school or something?
Yeah, at a school, like marching band. Oh. So yeah, it was really, I was just always, like my dad was always surrounded by music, therefore like I was always surrounded by music. So it just like made sense, I guess.
Totally.
Just getting into it as a kid. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How seriously were you considering medical school at one point?
Yes, I was considering medical school. That was a tough time. So the performing arts school that I went to from the time I was like 10 until I graduated high school, it was also college prep. Okay. So it was like, you have to go to college, like, or else you're gonna fail at life. And I was like, well, I really just want to do music, but like medicine sounds cool too. I was like, maybe I'll be an OBGYN, like women, like feminism, let's go. And so for a minute I was like totally gonna go to med school, and then it was like the end of my senior year, and my parents actually sat me down. I had already met my manager Joe at the time, so I was like, I kind of had a little footing in music because of him. And my parents sat me down and were like, Tay, like, fuck this medical school thing, like just go pursue music, like you have a manager, like we think you're good, like you should go, like we'll support you, we're like here for you. And I guess I just moved to LA instead of college.
You're like, are you sure you're supposed to be saying this?
I was like, that's not how parents are supposed to be, but I really thank them every day for that.
Absolutely. How important is it, would you say, to bring a neck pillow on tour?
So important. Oh my gosh, so we bought, have you heard of Buc-ee's? It's a gas station that's like only in like Texas in the Midwest, but but it's lit. Buc-ee's is the best place ever. And on tour, it's very important that you stop at Buc-ee's. They have everything. And we realized, like, when we were in Texas that we didn't have neck pillows, but they had, like, branded Buc-ee's neck pillows that we all bought. And so now we're, like, rolling around with this, like, gas station branded neck pillow.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. Very essential.
Is there anything else you'd like people to know about UPSAHL?
You covered, like, everything. This was amazing. I guess just, like, stream my album Lady Jesus, and, like, I'll see you on tour, hopefully. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. It was
You're
great chatting with
rad.
you.
Thank you.
Best wishes with everything coming your way.
Thank
Any
you.
final thoughts at all before we say goodbye?
This dude is dope. This was so fun.
Thanks.
We're out in Detroit. I just ate some pizza, and we're about to play a show. It's great.
There you have it. Once again, I'm Damon Campbell, and this is UPSAHL.
Peace.
Thanks for watching.
Later.